What's up, guys? It's time for a giveaway, and we haven't done any giveaways on this channel yet, so it's about time. Let's go ahead and get started, and what better way to do it than with a Devilian giveaway. And we're going to be giving away two different things to the winner. So they're going to get some Elgard wings as well as a 3-day experience boosting potion. So if you'd like to take part in this giveaway, all you have to do is leave a comment in the comment section below with your character name and server. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and make sure to hit that like button. We'll go ahead and determine the winner in the next weekend video probably, so make sure that you stay tuned for future videos and see the announcement of the winner. Good luck, everybody, and happy Devilian gameplay. What's up, guys? Grim here. We're taking a look at the Tempest class, and this is going to be released with the Fury of the Tempest update coming in Devilian. We've already been playing around with it some on live stream, and let's just say that it is explosive. So let's go ahead and look at the different abilities in it. Let's see here. Okay, so we got three main categories here. We got Slaughter, Lancer, and Interceptor. And the Lancer class is basically going to be with glaive, and then the Interceptor is going to be with daggers, because with the Tempest class you basically have a weapon that can split into two daggers, or else you can keep it put together and use it as a glaive. Alright, so the main abilities here that we're going to be using is going to be Bloodletting, which is your basic energy building attack. We got Spin Slash, which is going to take 20 energy and going to hit everybody around. Let's see, we got Dark Slash, which is going to be a charge towards a specific location and attacks enemies in its path. It also is a energy builder. And then we got Form Change, which is going to buff you up in different ways depending on if you're going from daggers to glaive or glaives to daggers. If you change between the two, you get a buff. Alright, so let's see here. We got Slaughter, and this is the one that we're starting off with and seeing how good it is. And right now it is very fun. So we're going to look at the abilities here. We got Cyclone, which is a lot like Spin Slash, except for you can't move. It spins around and hits nearby enemies. It's pretty strong though. Hits up to 6 enemies, and yeah, both of them hit up to 6 enemies. Alright, so then you got several different things here to buff it up, such as increasing critical damage, as well as making it to where, let's see, your overall attack is better. Alright, so then we have Stormburst, which this is going to knock down enemies for 2 seconds. Yeah, wait until you see these abilities. We've already been testing them out a little bit, and they are very, very fun. The things that it can be increased with is critical chance by 4% and max targets by 2. Alright, then we have Electric Field here, which it channels electricity into the ground, creating an area that damages enemies. And it is going to last for 8 seconds, or generates a storm field for 8 seconds. It deals 10% of the skill's damage every half a second. Alright, then the things that can be buffed up with is the duration of it, the damage of it, as well as the damage intervals. Alright, then we have Concentration here, which is basically a buff, I believe it is. You release the latent energy of your allies. Allied physical magic attack. 15, oh no, it's attack. My bad. Not a buff. Alright, so it's going to do 15% damage for 5 seconds. Let's see, it can be buffed up with more attack percent. It can be duration increased, as well as the cooldown reduced. Alright, then we have Electric Shock, and this is going to be awesome once you see it. Alright, so it continuously damages nearby enemies for 8 seconds. It sustains an electric discharge, damaging nearby enemies. It lasts for 8 seconds, and it can be buffed up by, if you have knocked down enemies, it'll do more damage, increased critical chance, reduced cooldown, and then the attack range. And then the last category here we have Hazardous Slash, which 12% slaughter damage. Mighty Slasher, which critical damage 18% for slaughter, and then slaughter critical chance by 3%. Alright, so let's go ahead and go out and test these abilities so that you can see them before we move on to Lancer and Interceptor. Alright, let's gather up some wolves here. Come on, guys. Boom. Then go ahead and finish them off with some basic attacks. Easy as can be right there. Alright, so the next ability we're going to look at is Electric Field. And let's check this out. Oh man. Alright, so pretty much need to gather them all up before we use that again. Let's see, the cooldown is 20 seconds, so we got to be pacing ourselves here. Okay, let's gather up some wolves. Come on, guys. Come and get it. And it keeps on hitting them while that field is up, so that's really, really cool. Alright, so the next ability we're going to be using is Electric Shock. And let's go ahead and test this out. Out of here, guys. Get out of my yard. That has got to be the funnest ability ever right there. And what's the cooldown on it? 25 seconds. It's like you just want to spam that thing if you could. So very man, that ability, I don't even know how to explain how awesome it is. It's just so fun running through enemies and blasting them all down. This is so fun. Alright, the second category we're going to talk about is the Lancer, and this has to be used with the glaive, so make sure that your form changed into glaive wielding. And the abilities here is Piercing Storm, which it pierces enemies in the selected area, or direction should I say. Hold down the hotkey to attack continuously, release to cancel direction can be changed while casting. Alright, so that's going to use up 13 energy every half a second. We haven't tested out these abilities, so I'm going to be reading them and we're going to go test them out together. So this is going to be all new for me as well. Lightning Hammer, which it's going to strike downward with your spear, damaging facing enemies. And it is going to hit 9 different targets. Man, all AoE with this. And, oh, let's go back to Piercing Storm real fast. You can increase the damage to electrocuted targets, as well as make it to where they explode once killed. And then Lightning Hammer can be buffed up with electric duration, as well as max target. And this is going to probably be a big kind of builder ability, because it's going to make it to where the targets are electrocuted. And a lot of times things trigger off electrocuted enemies, such as right there. It increases damage versus electrocuted targets. So that'll probably be a good ability to hit first and then go into something else. Alright, Uppercut. Let's see. It flings spirit swords towards front-facing enemies. Interesting. And 9 targets once again. This is one heck of an AoE build here. Okay, let's see, it can be buffed up with reducing energy cost, damage versus 5 or more enemies. So if you're hitting a bunch of different enemies, it'll be increased damage. And then Boom and Bomb here gives 30% chance to create an explosion on kills. Very nice. Alright, Piercing Charge. Charges enemy, then rush in the selected, or charges energy, then rush in the selected duration with your glaive. Hold down hotkey to charge. You can change direction while charging. Okay, so that sounds like it's going to be pulsing energy. Silences the enemies. Very nice. Increases attack distance in proportion to charge duration. Alright, so it can be buffed up with increasing the silence duration. Physical magic defense increase, and then restores health per target attacked. And then we have Hammering Blast here, which this is going to charge energy once again. Then strike your spear downward, damaging enemies in range. Hold down hotkey to charge. You can move after charging. Sounds really cool, because this sounds like abilities that you're going to be able to charge up and then go into the enemies right afterwards and let loose the fury, so to say. Alright, so you can move while charging, increases damage in proportion to charge duration. Okay. Triggers barrier, absorbs damage up to 80% of max health. Wow. Alright. So the things that you can put points into to buff it up is move speed increase while charging. The cooldown reduction. Let's see, shield duration. Increase in, yeah, the shield duration. Charge duration. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, then you have Lancer damage, 4%. Lancer, 10% chance to restore health on hit. Nice. Lancer explosion damage, 8%, and go up to 24%. So there's a lot of abilities here. Let's go ahead and put them on our hotbar and see how they go. Alright, so let's go in here. And the first ability that we're going to be testing out is Piercing Storm. So we're going to want to hold down the hotkey and then... Okay. Let's test it out here. Whoa! What? That was awesome, man. Alright, the next ability that we're going to be testing out is Lightning Hammer, and this is going to apply electrocuted to the targets and strike down with your spear, damaging facing foes. Alright, so let's go ahead and try this out. Come on, guys. Come on. Whoa! Alright, so that was a big hammer attack. Alright, the next ability that we're going to test out is Uppercut, and this is going to fling spirit swords towards front-facing enemies. Alright, so let's gather up these guys. Let's see what kind of damage that we can do with this. Oh. Wow! And it doesn't have a cooldown, I guess. Nope, it's just instant cast. As long as you've got the energy, you can keep casting. The next ability we're going to be looking at is Piercing Charge, and this is going to charge energy, then rush in the selected duration with your glaive. We can hold down to build up charge, and it's going to silence enemies for 2 seconds. So let's gather up some enemies here, and let's see what happens. Whoa. Alright, so... Oh, okay, I get it. It didn't damage the enemies or anything. Okay, it was a silence. That's what the big deal is. It's not really supposed to do any damage, really. It's supposed to silence the enemies. So, the next ability we're going to be looking at is Hammering Blast. And this is going to charge energy, then strike your spear downward, damaging enemies in range. Let's see here. We can move while charging. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and test it out some. Get some enemies in range here. And it says we can move while charging, so let's try that out as well. Okay, we got full charge. Boom. Nice. Yeah, the big hammering down abilities like that are so cool to do because you basically gather up all the enemies and then turn around and just smash down on them. So the third spec we're going to talk about is Interceptor, and this is going to have to be done with daggers. You cannot use a glaive with this particular spec. So the first ability that we're having here is Deadly Axle, and this is going to perform a roundhouse kick attacking facing enemies. And it can hit up to 3 enemies with 3 different attacks. In order to boost it up, you will get damage increase versus bosses and champions, as well as reducing the energy cost. Alright, then we have Ricochet Blade, and this is going to stun the enemies. It can hit up to 6 enemies. Basically, you're going to target one person, throw the dagger at it, and then it'll ricochet to nearby enemies, and it could stun up to 6 enemies. So that's a pretty awesome ability right there. And you can buff it up by increasing max targets by 3, and also reducing the defense by 7%. Alright. Then we have Burst Blade here, which is this is going to leap into the air, damaging nearby enemies as you land. And it'll make you invincible, which will negate all attacks towards you for 1 second. Alright, and 20-second cooldown. Alright, the things that you can do to buff it up is reducing the cooldown of it. Restore health 2% per target hit. Very nice. And then move speed increased by 8% for 5 seconds. Alright, then we have Soul Strike here, which this is going to ambush target and performs fast dagger attacks on the spot. And it sounds like where you're just going to attack one target and really be able to burst into them with this ability. It's on a heavy cooldown with a 35-second cooldown, so yeah, it definitely sounds that way. The things that you can do to increase it is put points into physical, magic, defense while casting, and then you got increasing the duration of it as well as increasing the damage every second. Then we have Warp Strike here, and this is going to teleport you to nearby enemies and attacks them in sequential order. Man, that was hard to say. Alright, so and it's going to be unavailable if no enemies are in range. So it's going to hit up to 4 different targets, and it's basically going to pop around and hit all 4 targets. And the things that you can do to increase it is increasing the attack range by 1 meter. You got increasing the critical chance, as well as reducing the cooldown on kills, and then increasing the max targets. And then the final category, we have Amplify Power, which is going to increase your damage. We have Absolute Damage, which is going to increase damage versus champions and bosses. And then we have Time Attribute, which is going to be a 3% chance to decrease cooldown by 1 second upon successful hit for all skills. So every one of these abilities can have their cooldown reduced with this ability right here. So very, very cool. Let's go ahead and test out some of this stuff. Alright, so the first ability that we're going to be testing out is Deadly Axle. So let's go ahead and roundhouse kick some people here. Or some dogs, should I say. Animal cruelty coming right up. Oh, jeez. Swift kick in the mouth right there. Oh, that almost seems funny because it's not like a devastating, flashy attack. It's the fact that you're thinking that you're actually kicking somebody, you know, or kicking a dog or something. It's just, it's weird. Alright, so the next ability we're going to look at is Ricochet Blade, and this is mainly not going to be a damaging ability. It's going to be stunning the enemies. So let's go ahead and get some targets here. We want multiple targets so we can see them all get stunned. Oh! Nice! That was very cool right there. That looked like a giant blade flying out and hitting them all. Come on, guys. You know you want it. You know you want it. Man, that is awesome. I wonder how... Does it have like a reduction in PvP or anything? No. So you can, I guess you can hit people in PvP, like up to 6 people at once. That would be crazy. Alright, the next ability we're going to look at is Burst Blade here, and this is going to leap into the air and damage nearby enemies as I land, and it's going to make me invincible for 1 second, so yeah, no killing me for 1 second. Come on, guys, gather up. Oh, nice. Very cool ability. It's basically, does it just knock them back, or... No, it just damages them. Okay, there's no knockback. They just flew back because they died. Okay. Alright, so the next thing we're going to look at is Soul Strike, and this is going to ambush the target and perform fast dagger strikes, and it's also going to root them for 3 seconds. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be picking on the big guy here.
Can't use this yet.
Oh! Oh, man. So, it can last up to 5 seconds doing that kind of strikes. That was brutal. Ambush time.
Not ready yet.
Oh man, that is going to be a lot of damage on a single target enemy. All right, so the last one we're going to be doing is Warp Strike here, and this is going to teleport to nearby enemies and attack them in sequential order. All right, so let's go pick a fight. Let's find multiple enemies so that we can warp around and hit them all. All of you guys, come on, man. Boom. Oh. Okay, so you really want to get them all in that radius because that's what it's going to hit them with. You're basically going to warp around within that radius. Okay, so let's gather them all up again. Okay, radius time. Oh, that's very cool. Seems to be doing pretty good damage too, I think. Yeah, 300%. I hope you guys enjoyed this overview of the Tempest class, and if you guys are watching it after it's already released, hopefully it'll give you some insight into what the class is going to be like even after it's released. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button. As usual, my name is Grim, and I'll see you next time.